Nesta,
Oh, wait, bro.
what's up?
Oh, good, man. Oh,
Good.
Oh, good.
Before we even go any further,
Yeah.
I know you
Yeah.
as Neto.
Yeah, no, that's a nickname that I had. My
Yeah.
parents used to call me that when I was a
Yeah.
kid. So it stuck.
So I was wondering, you remember, and I saw you, ne? Remember,
Yeah.
you left Salvador.
Yeah.
And then again, when I saw you was Pen.
Yeah.
So it's like Nesta. I'm like, who the heck is Nesta? I'm not even paying attention to
No,
that.
that's my legal name.
Oh,
Neto
legal
is a
name.
nickname.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get that. Ah, man, this is not Nesta. This is Neto. What are these guys talking about? That's what I'm
Yeah, you're
saying to
probably
myself.
thinking
Yeah.
you're confusing
I'm
it.
like confused. Okay,
Yeah.
what is easy?
Yeah. Nah, no, it's you can use both, man. I mean, my
Yeah.
mom and the rest of my siblings still call me by that name. So
Neto. Okay,
yeah. So it's yeah.
And I've also seen your brother. I don't know when last time I seen him.
No, he was at Penn as well. I think for about a year.
Yeah.
And then he left and he
Yeah.
just disappeared. He's doing his own thing now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
But you guys are close.
yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
I think the older we get, the closer we get.
Is it?
Yeah, because growing up we never really got along.
Yeah.
There was lots of siblings.
Oh, that's sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it went by. I wouldn't even speak to my brother about certain things.
Certain.
But now I can easily speak to him about any other thing. Yeah. And if we decide that we're gonna chill and have a braai, then I can easily say, please come, because I actually enjoy his company now that we grown. Because we get to.
Isn't it funny like that though? Because I thinking, what the heck were we even fighting about in the first place?
Petty stuff.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like it's not even worth it.
Nah.
Yeah, but we were kids, so.
And the gap is not that much.
No,
he's
he's 3 years older than I am.
I
know, so it's not that much.
In fact, if anything, you could be friends.
Exactly. No, that's what we are now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. Because last time I saw him, also in Penn, it was in Penn, and then after that, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he disappeared. No, yeah, he disappeared. Now the only way that you can actually get to see him is if you have a direct contact with him, because you don't just see him gallivanting anymore. He's very focused. He's got a kid now.
Yeah.
So is
he family orientated?
He used to be. He was married, and then he divorced. The marriage lasted 1 minute.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah. And then he divorced, and now he's. I think he's just trying to get that out of his system before he gets committed again. Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much it.
Is it really that hard for us guys, like, to get married that early?
Bro, it depends. Because with my brother, I'm using this as I'm using him as a guinea pig. So with him, he went in it way too early.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance. You know how when you marry somebody, you marry their family.
Yeah. And
you can't avoid it because obviously they're in their lives. Not only their family, their friends as well. So with us guys, I think our main issue is that if we get married too young, and we don't take the time to actually socialize with the other side of the family and all the decent people, in the long run, that causes a conflict within your marriage.
Yeah.
And before you know it, little things start becoming bigger things. And that's how it happens.
Probably things that were there, but now they're really getting in your face.
You understand? Right. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Because
I'm just thinking, why I'm saying that is because most guys, if they get married early, it's a few that last, that keep going.
Yeah.
You see? But it looks like it's a norm. I'll even use that word. Maybe I'm going too far, I don't know.
No, it's a norm.
It's like a norm that if a guy, not a woman, if a guy gets married early, it hardly lasts. So I wonder, is it?
No, you see it mainly, for me, I also saw it in the Christian circle that I was in.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that I went to varsity with.
Yeah.
Some of them I even helped tutor. That they're married now, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Now you have to ask yourself a question: why are they married?
Yeah.
For me, mainly, I think it's your level of commitment, also your religious views.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how Christians are big on no sex before marriage.
Yeah.
So I know a couple of friends, and obviously this is not me generalizing.
Yes.
But I know a lot of friends that they're scared of falling into temptation of crossing that line.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't say rush, but they want to do things right.
Yeah, so that's the way you can just put it.
You understand?
Just wanna do things right.
They want to do things right. Because obviously we all have different convictions.
Yeah.
So their conviction is that if he does anything out of line,
particularly even concerning that, like, okay, I might fumble there, but this one in particular, I have to make sure. That but honestly, like, and I would say that's the best one. And I can tell you why I say that it's the best one. You know, it's like, you know, we humans are adaptive. Yeah. People are just adaptive.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think you can practice. Because I've heard a lot of excuses, man. Practice so that when you get there, but it doesn't make sense, man.
It's nonsense.
It's like,
how do you practice something that has not happened?
Yeah.
No, you have to be a palm reader or some sort of, you understand? For you to be able to to know that in advance. But it's so hard to know. So I think it's just the faith that you go in it with.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you meet somebody that you know you're willing to settle down and build a life with, the basic things really draw you closer to that whole marriage.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much about it. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So,
but it can be said because maybe you have like that person where, you know what, you love this person, you know, you have those Christian values, but unfortunately she's off the world and then she just wants to, you know, operate differently, and then that can really affect. What would you like advise in that situation?
See, in that situation, this is what I've noticed, and this is something I've noticed many times.
Yeah.
Especially in the circles that I was in when I was in varsity.
Yeah.
Is that many of us, in the sense of we want what we want when we want it.
Yeah.
And it can be a problem. So a Christian girl, a fully devoted Christian girl, meets a guy. She likes him, he likes her. Obviously, the guy sweet talks her, is like, no, I understand you're Christian, nothing is going to happen, I'm going to respect your values. But then the girl now starts realizing that the values are not really being respected.
Yeah.
And now she tries to change them. And then everything blows up. Hence why Christians are big on, as a Christian, you need to date your fellow devoted Christian. That way it's a lot easier. You guys are on the same page.
On the same page.
It avoids drama and things like that. So,
and hurt
too.
Because that betrayal really, it does something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that betrayal does something. You know what they say about people who hurt other people?
Yeah.
They say, you know what, you're making it worse for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because then the next one is like, now it's like you're trying to fix this up. And they say you're also broken, by the way. I mean, you're trying to, it's
what
like
normal
broken
human
people.
Being, What normal human being would go out here breaking people if they're not?
Yeah.
Because as people, I think we all have that compassion deep down as human beings.
Yeah.
Deep down, we all have those compassion. And unless, I don't know, some people are so messed up that it's toned way too down.
But you actually have to really practice it.
Yeah.
You have to really. But I know people that do that. I'm not saying like in a sense where heartless like murderers and all that. But I'm talking players, like someone, you know what? Because I've once had a conversation with, I can't say in case, you know, this person is watching and then he hears me.
And
and then he's like, oh, so this guy's like this. But but he was like that because he was like, man, I used to do 1, 2, 1, 2. And he's still speaking in a sense of pride, you know, in terms of that kind of life. Then he's like, guys, I'm going to tell you something. You know what? I used to feel guilty. Like, I used to feel guilty when I used to hurt a girl. It didn't matter. It used to bother. But I taught myself, you know what? I won't. And I wanted to say something, but I wish I did because I wanted to say, man, you know what? You feeling guilty at least shows that, you know what? The Lord is still with you, still whisper, hey, don't do this. Because once it means you are that far. You went that far away, you know what? The devil has consumed you to that point where, you know what? You are his, like, you know what? You are dead. Literally, you might be walking, but it's as if you are dead. Because you have to feel something for someone. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. Somewhere you have to just sit down and, you know, cry. I know, what I'm doing is bad. But you can't say, you know what? You don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything.
Yeah, no. It's like, man, are you that far? Have you gone that far?
Remorse makes you human.
Yeah.
Remorse makes you human. And for me, I think that's the key reason why I walked away from ministry.
Yeah.
Because I was in ministry for about 4 or 5 years, full on.
Yeah.
And as we speak, I'm a qualified youth minister.
Yeah.
You understand? So for me, I decided to say, because look, we all have our flaws and my temptations overwhelmed me and I decided to give in. That's how Christians would put it. For me, it would be, I just decided to walk away. Because I don't want to overemphasize it. In the sense that I don't want to say I walked away from Christianity. I just think that level of commitment of Christianity was just too much for me to handle. You understand? So, and I would stand on the pulpit and preach to the youth.
Yeah.
So for me, it started bothering me because I told them, if I walk away, then I have to step down from the pulpit because you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You can't leave for the world and be, you understand? Because you being a hypocrite. And for me, it used to eat me up.
Yeah.
So that's why I just stepped down, you know.
What was tempting you so much for you to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore?
It's
not necessarily tempting, but what's the correct word? Anyway, you just said walk out. What made you walk away?
I think for me, I had my focus in the wrong things. In the sense that the people that actually got me involved in this ministry, like as deep as I was, betrayed me. And I get it, it's big that people like saying that your relationship with God has nothing to do with anybody else but you and God. I get that part.
Yeah.
But this is your mentor.
Yeah.
This is somebody who directed you in that path.
Yeah.
And they're going against their word. So for me, just like, you know what, screw it.
Why not?
What's the point? You understand? I have my reasons. Other people would disagree with them. And that's okay.
Okay.
For people, that's okay.
Yeah.
I get it. But for me, those are the reasons why I walked away. And then I realized that I also tried. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I just walked away and it was easy. I tried to get back. I tried to fix it. I tried to get back into ministry. Even when I got back to Pretoria, I did. But it just was not working out. And as soon as I stepped away from it, that's when everything started working out for me.
Working out in what sense?
In the sense that, let me say, for instance, I get back home from varsity. I can't find a job.
Yeah.
I'm living on my parents' couch.
Yeah.
I go to the church that I attend, and I tell them, this is what I'm willing to do for the ministry. I'm willing to be committed, fully devoted. But at the same time, I'm also a human. I have needs. I have things that need to be paid for. I have bills to pay. Obviously, I can't be doing that and living off my parents' couch. That's not what I envisioned for myself.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and then they tell you, no, we can't afford to pay you if you're willing to do it for free. Sure.
Okay.
Now I'm like, how am I supposed to feed my siblings? And that time I'm supporting my moms. I'm supporting my sisters. I'm paying my little brother's school fees. How am I supposed to accomplish all of that with save your treasures in heaven? Understand? The treasures in heaven are not going to help me right now. They're in heaven for a reason.
Yeah.
So, and then initially...
Do you think the ministry in that sense was taking advantage of you?
Yes. I believe so. And I've seen it. I've worked with different ministries. And for 4 years, I worked with major ministries, American ministries, European ministries. And I see it. I see how they take advantage, not only me, but also they exploit other people. So basically, they get support from overseas.
Yeah.
This is how your basic ministry runs, especially for people that are coming from overseas to work here.
Okay.
They get support from overseas.
Yeah.
And then it's sent in their account. Right? And then what do? They have you now, the local guy. They give you 10% of that support. And then what they do is they just supervise you, basically. Make sure that you're doing the ministries right. Make sure that you're doing that right. But for me, that's very unfair because this little guy is doing all the work.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be getting at least 50% of the support. But then you going to play golf on a Saturday, I have to pick up speakers. I go in the hood, start singing my lungs out to the kids, inviting kids to ministries. You playing golf with the money that was sent for support. You understand? So for me, I had many...
So they didn't pay you at all?
Not at all. Not at all. Right? It was so bad that even when I was in varsity, I used to... I would wash toilets. I would... Just so I can have allowance.
Yeah.
Whereby on weekends I'm running ministries. That should be covering that. You understand? Yeah. But then I have to work for allowance. And for me, it didn't make any sense. I have to wash underwears.
Yeah.
Just so I can buy airtime, call my mom. You understand? So it's a tricky one.
You are in quite a situation.
Yeah.
Quite in a situation.
So for me, it's I even struggle.
Yeah.
Even up to this day, I'm still struggling to see how did I get from that point to this point.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
No, I'm still a Christian. But am I as deep as I used to be? No. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a saint or even trying to be. Obviously, also Christians tell you they're also not saints.
Yeah.
But there are people that are more committed to God's word than I am. That's if I am at all. You understand? So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
Because in my like in my experience,
yeah,
exactly what you just said. It was a matter. It's always like, what do they say? You shouldn't. What is this? Put your faith in another person.
Yes.
Right. Because they'll always hurt you, whether you like it or not.
They're human.
Don't do that, because then now you've essentially made him kind of a demigod. I'll use that word. Right. You've made him a demigod. And whether you like it or not, this person is going to do something. Because something we failed to understand, and I've noticed it, is that if you read the Bible, it doesn't matter who. I'll make an example of David. David, for me, he's a character, right? And what do I mean a character? I mean, like, because the way David messed up in the Bible, and the way, in a way, he almost even cost Israel. That's the way, but yet still the Lord said after, he's my servant. This is a man after my heart. So it changed my perspective as to, like, who am I to put so much pressure on another person? And yet the Lord has his own, his own system in terms of how he does things, right? And I'm explaining this because I've also noticed it in television everywhere. We have this mindset whereas to, I'm going to put my standard on this person. And if this person breaks the standard, I'm done, right? But then when you learn, no, if the Lord has chosen someone, the Lord has chosen someone, right? If that person is going to fall, yes, he might fall, but the Lord is not done with that person. So it was that kind of thing. And a lot of things I'm skipping that made me learn so much. That's why for me, I won't lie, there are ministers that I really look up to. Some have disappointed, but my faith has never been shaken. Because by God's grace, I was already past that stage where I put so much faith in a person, because I'm asking for too much, to be honest. I'm asking for too much. I'll make an example, just like you, where you are. Imagine, I'm making an example. Yeah, you looked up, they disappointed you. But there's kids watching you. And they're looking at you like, I
also disappointed.
Also, I'm disappointed. Yeah. Let me also leave. You go back. That kid is gone.
Of course.
You get it? So it's like I'm creating a situation where there is already a situation, and it's...
No, it always has a domino effect.
It
always has a domino effect. So one piece falls, the rest of them starts falling. I hear you. Look, honestly, you're 100% spot on. But for me, I think the foundation of it all was misplaced.
Yeah.
That's what messed it up. The entire foundation was misplaced. And my expectations also of these people was very unfair towards them. That I can easily admit.
No, I'm not. I don't even want you to get it wrong. I don't want you to get it wrong. Who am I to, to put myself in your shoes, right? No, that's not what I'm here. I'm that guy. I'm always bad when I place it in a biblical sense. And you have to defend yourself in the biblical sense, not in the emotional. No, that's not my business.
Yeah.
Defend your case, right? In the in the word, defend it. I want to hear show me so I'll be like, okay, you know what, you're right, I was wrong, right? But that's why I'm saying I'm not here to judge. I was just adding my 2 cents.
No, it makes sense.
I'm adding my 2 cents.
And I'm also man enough to admit that there are certain aspects that back then I was also very emotional. Because the wound was still fresh.
Yeah. So
now, as the years have passed, I've processed it, and I've gotten to the point whereby I'm like,
okay,
you played a role as well.
Did you forgive them at the end?
I have.
You have.
It took me a while.
Yeah.
But I did, and the hurt was so bad that it cost me. It almost cost me my bursary. You understand? So it was more of a personal attack than anything. But I got in touch with them, I think it was about 2 years after I left. And I told them, like, I get it. and I had a role to play in this. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So it can't be just one person's fault.
Okay.
I played a role in the whole thing.
Yeah.
As small as it might have been, I played a role. And I need to own it.
Okay.
And I think that's what makes a man a man.
A man, a man.
You understand?
Yeah.
You need
accountability.
Accountability is key, bruh.
Accountability
is key. And that's one thing that I learned. I learned so much, and I'm applying some of them in my workplace.
Yeah.
Empathy. Easiest things, empathy.
Yeah.
Before, yes, I had empathy, but being in that circle of Christianity amplified it.
Yeah.
Now I can't stand seeing people hurt, despite where I am. So certain lessons that I learned are being applied in my life.
Yeah.
So I haven't completely forgotten.
Yeah.
It's just that I just don't. I'm not going to tell you I sit here and abide all the 10 commandments.
But from back then, now you're in a better space with them. Like, you know what? At least that weight is off my shoulder.
It's off my shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They understand the kind of life that I'm living now. I'm not going to even try to sugarcoat anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I tell them, I'm like, this is what I do. I go out, I drink, I go party.
Yeah.
When I get a chance, I sell alcohol for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I smoke. That's what I do.
And we're going to pause that right now and go back.
Yeah.
Back to when you left Salvacop.
Yeah. Bruh, a lot happened when I left Salvacop.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, but I'm going to try to summarize it for you.
Yeah.
I left Salvacop because I remember I did my grade 4 at Jopifori. And then I left Salvacop. I went to a school, St. Anne's. It's a school in the Pretoria West area. And then my entire family also moved out. We started staying in town.
Okay.
So I commute back and forth, finished primary, went to a hood school. Hectic.
Different environment.
Definitely different. I loved it. Look, I would never trade that experience for anything because it taught me a lot. Right now, a lot of people can't believe that you can be academically gifted and street smart at the same time. And that is a winning combination.
That's what I was thinking. Same time, I was like, this guy went to this kind of school, then went to that. You know, he knows both worlds. It's like,
And I can adapt easily.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go Ekasi, like right now, in Atteridgeville, make a few phone calls to a few of my old schoolmates, sit there, and we could just hang out. And speaking Tsotsi, left, right, and center.
Yeah. And
you wouldn't even be able to tell that I sit in boardrooms and actually make presentations and
someone would think, oh, Kasi boy.
You understand?
What do they know?
No, but other people actually think that they're like, no, this one is a cheese boy.
You can tell.
And then I'm thinking, I'm like, no ways. I'm
just
a Kasi
boy.
Not necessarily, no. Yeah, no. See, for me, it's the influence.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we need to be sponges. And not in the bad sense, but we have so much influences in our lives, we need to be able to suck the right influence in.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what I did. And I easily adapt. So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I finished. Yeah, I lived in town for a while, and then in matric, I moved to Atteridgeville so that I can just focus on my.
You were still in town during that time?
Yeah, I was still in town the entire time.
Okay.
But then, because that's when I was at Penn. Yeah, that's when I was at Penn.
I don't recall. Did I see you there? Didn't I see you after?
I went to Penn. Yeah, you saw me after.
Yeah, I saw you after.
Because I came back to volunteer.
Okay, yeah.
And also there was ISALT camps and all of that stuff. So I came back for all of that. But in grade 10, you remember, Penn used to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I knew it.
Yeah, Penn used to be there.
So when I realized that they had a place in town.
Change your life.
Bruh. No, honestly, Penn really did the most for some of us. It gave, for most of us, yes.
Yeah.
That's the correct word. For most of us. So I'm not going to take that away from them.
Yeah.
The likes of Sue, the likes of Jasmine, these people really were mentors in our lives. So,
I never knew them like that, though. I don't want to lie.
No,
my people were like when I was still in primary.
Yeah?
Yeah, those guys did something for me. For me.
Mm.
Because when I got there, I didn't fit in. You're right? I didn't fit in. And it's something that ministers really need to pay attention to. It's like, you know, when I go, like, what is this? If there's a group of kids, right? If there's a group of kids and then I notice there's a kid, okay, this kid is kind of distant. I go talk to that kid purposefully because I know I was that kid. I never got that attention. You know, it made me a different person because of that. I would have, pen would have meant so much to me if I was welcome. Because remember, I'm a different kid. I'm not like you guys. I'm not going to be, it's not me. Right? So you try and accommodate every kid, right? And for me, they didn't do that for me, right? That's why for me, even at, when at primary, the pen kids, they did that for me. Like, they understood, like, I saw those people, man, they had their hands on. You know, they didn't care you're shy. Hey, why are you, why? Yeah. Like, when I get there, man, it's like, you know, there's this favoritism. Like, I don't know, man. Is it a teenage thing? Right. I don't know. But it's too much favoritism, man. You know, it's like, man, it's either you join or weed. And unfortunately, I was not that guy. Like, I was never
a joiner.
I was like, you know, I was like, okay, I know you. Okay, sure, I know you, you know, and then that's it. But I'm expecting fair treatment. That's it. That's all I'm expecting. So when I got there, it rubbed me off the wrong way. I don't want to lie. I was hurt. I'll use that word. I was hurt because where I came from to where now I am, I was expecting the same, you know, the same kind of treatment. And I was like, gee, is it like this? Right? But then I'm not mad at anyone. But at that particular time, I was hurt, I won't lie. Because I was expecting, man, it's like... And then people always say, man, you know what, just come and join in. And, you know, I was like, man, I'm sitting there, I'm like, guys, you know, the way I am, like, my confidence is different. Like, help me out, you know. Sometimes I join and then sometimes I didn't. So, as you said, it takes two. You can't blame everything on them, right? Somewhere you have to get out of your comfort zone and, go to where they're telling you to go. Yeah, you see. So that's what I'm saying. But when I first started, it was like that. But it taught me a lot. And not just pen kids, but pen teens itself. Yeah, it taught me a lot. Because I still hung around there. Yeah, for a while, in fact. I hung around for a while. But I definitely not throw. It's not my, you know.
Yeah, no, look, we also have different experiences. Like for you say pen kids did that for you.
You know what, pen kids,
For me, pen teens did that for me. You understand? You remember such people. That's why for me, pen teens, it's slightly different because it did that for me as well. That's why I'm able to remember the likes of Sue and Jazz.
Yeah.
For that main reason. So, look, I think it goes back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We have flaws that we can't really get rid of.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the program, as time went by, and also as the people that are in charge of the program, we easily get comfortable. So we don't even try
anymore.
And let's face it, doing something over and over again gets very exhausting.
Nah.
And you start neglecting certain things that you shouldn't. So for me, I feel like that's what might have happened. I'm not gonna say that's what happened. That's what might have happened.
Yeah, might. Any excuses?
Yeah. So,
and as I said, it's not all on them. I mean, someone also had to play my part, right? You just have to. Anyway, you know what? For me, being shy has its limits. For me, right? There are certain things, you know what, you just have to man up about. Right now, we're talking about being a man. There are certain things you just have to man up about, you know. You can't always be sitting in that corner and otherwise you'll just end up being
throwing
a weirdo.
yourself a pity party.
Yeah, you'll end up being a weirdo, right? Not be able to communicate with people, right? So, with that being said, I wasn't a weirdo.
Nobody thought you were. No, to be honest with you, for me, you guys have always seemed, you and your brother have always seemed like those type of people that you reserved. I think now that we've grown, we can actually find the word for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You understand? There's a difference between, like, I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
You understand? For me, you can throw me in a group of people and I'm easily going to mingle with them.
Yeah.
Where else you guys like sitting back and observing and actually having to build that relationship and then to the point whereby you can actually get comfortable. So I wouldn't say, I say you guys are reserved.
I'll take that word.
You understand?
That's a good word.
No, don't sell yourself short. So, and also, let's face it, we were kids. You understand? Kids are very mean.
Yeah. Kids, yeah.
And as a person who's reserved, you don't want to put yourself out there because you know you're gonna you're gonna be made fun of, you're gonna be laughed at.
Yeah.
And that's not nice. So now you even roll back in your cocoons, and even shut it. Because you're afraid of the judgment. So I think it's just we are misunderstood human beings.
Yeah.
And I feel like as kids, it's even worse because describe who we are at that point.
Even behavior. In most cases, it's like, you know.
So it's a tricky one. It's a very tricky one.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's why I'll never take anything from them. They did a lot. If they knew, man, if they knew what they did. And that's why for me, especially as a Christian, like don't reflect. Yeah. Because you're gonna get big-headed. Don't reflect. Just keep doing your job. No, wait for the Lord for that day to come in the world when He gives you that crown, and then you see what you've really done. Like, oh, okay, now really I can look at my work. But otherwise, it's too early to look at your work. Yeah.
There's nothing attractive about boasting.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing attractive about boasting. You cannot help somebody with one hand, and then turn around, and start bragging to people that of how much you've helped them. Like, so what? You're looking for bragging rights?
It looks like it.
Yeah, clearly. So, and I feel like a lot of people have that twisted. So, at Penn, it's like, look, honestly, we can discuss Penn
the whole day.
There's a lot that they did for us.
Too many.
They saved me from getting into pure drug addiction. One, because I had a place to go after school.
Yeah.
Whereby I had friends that would always hang around. I have a friend right now who is not doing anything with themselves. They've had all the opportunities they need. But because I asked them to come with me at Penn and they didn't. Understand? So for me, there's a lot that they did. Like I said, we can talk about Penn the whole day.
And you know almost how it is, right?
Yeah.
Especially as a kid, it's like that sponginess. You know, you're a sponge, you suck in.
You suck in
and then
everything.
at the end, that wisdom starts making sense the older you get.
That's very
now
true.
You make better decisions. Oh, I see now. Oh, I see. It's not about ripping now. Like, okay, I went there tomorrow. I'm expecting to. Oh, it makes sense the older you are. Oh,
and you also see how much influence that has
on this.
Yeah. No, look, I feel like I like saying that there's no such thing as a useless bullet. By that, I mean, cowboys like shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
You know, when they stand in the middle and they have a gun here,
that gun.
And they can easily just... So for me, I'm a big believer in suck in as much as you can. There's no such thing as a non-important lesson. Because you never know. That's a bullet that you could whoop at any moment.
Yeah.
Just keep it in the chamber. You can even forget about the fact that it exists.
It exists.
But it's going to come up, and then that's going to be easy for you to actually say, there you go.
There you go.
So, bro, what can I say?
Now, all you can say is, after you got done, matriculated, and then after?
After I finished matric, I took a gap year. Bruh, I went in a self-destructive route. It was bad.
Yeah.
I partied a lot. I hang out with a lot of bad crowd. I started becoming one of these screw. That's a new term. Yeah. Look, I feel like we're getting too old for that, because back then we were the screws. Yeah. You understand? But now there's a new generation of it. Yeah. So I completely went through that phase. Yeah. Your codeine, your 2 white cups vibe, your
I think I remember that phase. I think I remember you going.
Yeah. So it was a lot.
Am I bad because I didn't see that?
No.
Pay attention.
I saw him. Somewhere I saw.
You noticed it. You're not the only one. Yeah. A few other people at Penn also noticed it, and not only that.
Yeah.
A few other people at Penn were part of that.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't want to mention any names, obviously, because people might be no snitching. Snitches get stitches, so let's not do it.
But they know who they are.
But they went through. Yeah, they know who they definitely know who they are. And there are some of them that are up to this day I still feel responsible. Yeah. For them being stuck in it.
Did you introduce it, or did you guys just come along with it?
No, we came together, but I encouraged it.
Okay, yeah.
Whereby I could have been that voice of reason. And now that I'm grown, I know that.
Yeah. So you're saying you had more influence?
Basically, yeah. Okay. Because I was the guy, growing up I was a people pleaser. Yeah. I was the guy that would always be like, okay, what do you guys want? You guys want us to buy a bottle? Cool. I'm going to ask moms to give me money so we can buy a bottle.
Because this was cheaper then. So.
Plus, we're drinking the likes of Pal Pal and Autumn Harvest.
Damn, no.
You understand? Your devil juice.
Yeah.
So, and that was cheap.
Started way too early.
Bruh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
We want to know.
Yes, it was rough, man. It was rough.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I went on a
Straight.
self-destruct. 2 years. I remember for 6 months, all I did was wake up, meet up with friends, did our things, went home, sleep, wake up the next day, did our
Same
things
thing.
for 6 months.
Where did the money come from?
I wanted to ask that very same
From-
question.
Bruh, if you ask me, I have no idea.
Why is there always a way to self-destruct?
I have.
There's always
There's always a way.
There's just always, you just never know where the money comes from
or
anything,
how you get things
or how you get
done.
things done, but it's just,
Bruh,
it just happens.
I have no idea. I'm not going to tell you that my parents were wealthy. No, they were not.
But somehow,
Somehow we made it happen. Like the whole squad would link up, even if we have 2 rand.
yeah,
One guy would be like, sort of a guy, sort of boy,
yeah.
like Hakansa. And before you know it, the money comes together and we have what we need for the day. So now, you know how we took the term, I live by faith, not by sight, literal back then.
yeah,
Because we didn't know where we're going to get our next, whatever, our next drink, our next fix, the next day. We didn't know. We just took it, okay, we have it today. Okay, let's destroy ourselves. We'll figure tomorrow when it comes.
So what made you get out of that situation? When did you realize?
That's actually, so I had been dating a girl from grade 10. That is 2 years after high school that I came to that point. But I'd been dating her from grade 10. And the relationship ended that year, the same year. So what I did is, with everything, plus I think I also just started having some serious self-introspection. And I realized that this can't be my life. And then here you have a girl that's dumping you because you're a bum. And obviously you don't blame them because nobody wants to be with a loser.
Yeah.
So and then they tell you that they cheated on you and they don't even care. They're not remorseful about it.
Jesus.
You understand? So at that point, you have so much going on. Already depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it got to the point whereby I actually thought of taking my own life.
It was that bad.
No, actually, no. Let me scratch that. Since we're just spilling the beans, we might as well just spill them.
Yeah.
I didn't think of taking my life. I tried.
Jesus.
You understand? You know the point whereby my little sister found me in the bathroom, flat on the floor. I had to go get pills pumped out of my stomach.
Yeah.
The next day I woke up, I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I want to leave. I have to leave Pretoria.
Yeah.
I told my moms, I'm like, do you know how you can save me? Take me out of Pretoria.
And
even if it's for 2 years, a year.
Looking like at your mother's face, like what was the expression? Like was she hurt? Was she angry? Or you just couldn't
I think
tell?
all of them. I think it was all of them. She was hurt. She was angry. She was disappointed. She was understanding.
Yeah.
Because obviously she doesn't understand what I'm going through fully.
Yeah.
But then she understood that for me to do things to that certain level, then I must have been really hurt. And as somebody who has tried doing that to themselves, we really need to hear that.
I really want to, that's what I want to know.
You understand? So we want to hear that, look, I'm pissed at you that you tried taking your life.
Yeah.
I'm sad because I don't want to lose you. You're my kid. But I understand that the demons that you're dealing with, they're so deep.
Yeah.
For you to do that. So and she actually said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't notice that you were going through the most.
Yes.
So, and hence why there's a lot of situations like these that happen. And a lot of people are quick to judge. They're like, I don't know, what are you complaining about? Why are you killing, is this why you're killing yourself?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
It's like when you're drinking the pills, what's going through your mind? Like at that point in time, what's happening?
I just want to sleep and never wake up. Because it's a lot more peaceful. I mean, I don't have to deal with anybody. It's just like, so you take your basic, I think what we do is we try and refer it to your basic sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
When you're sleeping,
yeah, obviously,
it's just peace. There's no worries. You're out. You're knocked out. So basically, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for You're looking for peace. You're looking to be. You think, well, many of us think that it's gonna make it easier for our loved ones, and actually, that is a very big
So
misconception.
you even feel like a burden to them.
You understand? Because here I'm a bum. All I do is I get home and eat their food.
Yeah.
And you have my dad in my ear constantly telling me that I need to do better.
So you're just a disappointment.
You understand?
I'm just a disappointment.
You basically
On
the
top
darkest
of that, your
black
girl
ship there
just
is.
did the darkest thing, right? Too much drugs.
Drugs.
Okay.
There was
It's
there was a lot going on, and for me, I just decided to walk away. My mom enrolled me in a program in Joburg. That's how I got in ministry full time.
oh, this is everything happened before
Everything happened before that.
the-
Yeah. No,
okay.
mind you, after Pan,
Yeah,
that's when the self-destruction mode started.
really.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it slowly started during the matric year.
Yeah.
Obviously, you link up with guys here and there. State theater vibe, almost.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
meet
yeah,
up,
yeah.
all of us. Let's
And
just.
state theater used to be the thing.
It
back
used to be
then.
the eat place, bruh.
Yes, it used to be the.
So we link up there,
It was
roll a
famous for the
couple of-
fights. You were mostly famous for the fights. If you know,
Yeah.
listen,
Your
guys,
tweenies, your
yeah,
bruh,
listen,
all
so
of
and so are
them.
beefing, guys. They're gonna meet up there. So they're gonna, if you wanna go there and
You wanna
find
go
out,
there and find
it really
out,
happens
yeah.
there, and they're gonna really deal with each other there.
So before you know it, you're drinking codeine. You have role models like Lil Wayne. You wanna drink your syrup, as they call it.
Yeah.
So, bruh, there's a lot. Look, and then that's 2 years. That was 2 years after.
2 years. And when it comes to the trying to commit the suicide, is it like a plan? Do you plan your day like, okay, I'm gonna do this today?
No.
It just came in your head that much.
For me, look, I don't want to speak for other people,
Yeah.
but for me, it was never planned like beforehand.
Okay.
Obviously, as things kept on piling up, you keep on saying, no, we're going to get through it. And then eventually you're like, this Begazela ring thing is not working for me. It's a lot. Like, I can't Begazela anymore. There's nothing left. And then it's, for me, in most cases, and this, obviously, I could be wrong, but in most cases, it's an instant decision.
Yeah.
You make it at that point. You don't think about it. Obviously, you think about ending your life, but you don't think about when you're gonna end your life.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
It
Because
does
obviously,
make
for you to end your life, you've thought about ending it. But when, as the duration of when exactly you're gonna do it,
It
that's
all
the tricky
depends.
one. Yeah, it depends on people
On the
people.
weight, maybe.
Yeah,
that
on the
you're
weight
feeling
of
that you're
your
that day.
burden. Yeah.
Are you under any substances at this point in time?
No.
Sober mind.
No, sober-minded. I'm sober-minded. A few people that I know that I was with back then, the two of them, and for me, I also, that's why I feel responsible, because I could have pulled them out. One of them is on CAT, full time. The other one is a street kid. And that could have been easily me. Easy. So, bruh, like it's, I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. Yeah.
That happened.
And it works out different for different people.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just, it's a really dark place to be in.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people shouldn't be quick to judge people that do it, and don't try and compare your problems with people.
With other people. You know, I'll be honest, at first I used to make that mistake.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to be like, why would you do that? And not in a sense like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
you know that, why would you do that,
Mm.
right? But then I really learned something. I was like, you know what? No, man. I understand our feelings are not the same, right? I don't know how that person is feeling, what that person went through, so I need to find out.
I think ultimately, in this sense, especially now that suicide is becoming a major issue amongst men, I feel like it's a major topic that people need to discuss. In the sense that, and firstly, before we discuss it, we need to understand it first.
Yeah.
Understand, one, we are human beings and we are different. You are not the same as the next person. You can never be the same as the next person. So your problems are not my problems. And as little as your problems might seem, they are still problems.
Yeah.
And they bother you and they're big to you. Hence why I like saying that, see, if you have a loved one and And this loved one, sorry, this loved one, you hurt them. Let me say you care about this individual.
Yeah.
You hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
And they come to you, they're like, you hurt my feelings. In most cases, people get very defensive. They say stuff like, I don't understand how you're making this a big deal. For me, that's a boiling point. You don't have to understand.
It's not about you.
It's not about you. Do you care about this person? Yes. Did this person tell you that you hurt them? Yes. So what do you do as a person that cares about them? You apologize. You do not have to understand. The goal is not for you to understand. The goal is for you to know that you hurt my feelings and I'm bringing it to you. And what do? You apologize. If you care about our relationship, you apologize. And I think that applies in even romantic relationships. Yeah. It applies in so many. So,
to take another person's feelings into consideration.
Consideration, basically. Think about it and, like, for me, ultimately, it's love, bruh. Like,
yeah.
I think as far as my observation, I think a lot of these, I'd say God-forsaken or nations that were once Christian and that are now resorting to either atheism or just non-belief or just different beliefs, right? But mostly under the same system. Their suicide rates are rising like rapidly,
on sky high, yeah.
Rapidly. And that's what I'm saying, it's from my observation. There's a whole lot of how can I put this? Like what you're saying now, lack of responsibility. Like if I do something wrong to you, right, and you don't acknowledge the fact that I don't acknowledge the fact that I did something wrong to you. When you tell me about it, I think there's a whole lot of lack of acknowledgement in terms of where we are as a nation. I think a whole lot is hitting us. I'll make an example. We're a third world country, suffering or facing first world problems. Right? We are digesting first world information. Right? You can put it anyhow. Right? So what I think is basically happening for me is we're not looking at what our problem is or what we are going through. We are looking at, okay, first world country, or let me be frank, America, States, what is it that you guys are doing? What's hip? What's happening? We digest that, but we just got off slavery. Some of us just got off apartheid. Like it's not like America where they got off of that like I don't know how many years ago, right? We just got off of it like 1991. Like it was when we I think
94.
94. You understand? It's not a long.
It's still a young democracy.
Very young.
What did we do? We stuck to our Christian belief, right? And that went well for us until that was taken away. And I remember for me, that's what I'm saying. For me, unless anyone is looking at it from whatever perspective, but I think letting or taking Christ out of our system is what is hitting us now. Right? The absence of light is darkness. It's not there's light, there's dark. It's just darkness is just an absence of light.
How I can add to that would be what you just said. It's a matter of we always taking their issues and making it our issues. Even if it's not our issues, right? It's like it's like a poor child comparing himself, to a rich, spoiled child, right? This child is crying over, what is this? The fact that nobody made his bed. And you know damn well you don't even have a bed, but yet you still want your mother to make, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't relate. Why are you trying to relate? You don't, those are not your problems. Your problem first should be, when am I getting my bed in the first place, right? Before you're talking about someone making your bed. And I think that's the issue we are having, is that if you don't understand, these developed countries are ahead, man. Not just a little bit. Like,
they are way ahead
of us.
Way ahead.
Some of them even 50 years ahead of us, you understand? They're so ahead that America right now is doing so, economy is doing so bad. Yeah, America, the economy is doing so bad, right? But it will take years and years and years depending how fast we are developing, for us to even catch up with the Americans, say, oh, America, hey, here we are. You understand? Because that's how far they are. That's why now when they're doing bad, you can't notice.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'd say globalization is also the problem. It might look like it's benefiting, but sometimes it's the problem because it'll come with a technology that we're not ready for. And now we're going to force that technology. It makes sense where if you're looking at Gauteng and you're looking at the other provinces, if you notice, developments are always in Gauteng. Because Gauteng at least is not so far away, we can kind of, but when are you going to start developing this? Because now it's like you're forcing, okay, we have this technology, but it looks like it's only going to fit in Gauteng. We have also this, looks like you never have enough time to develop these other provinces. And that's why they always keep deteriorating every time.
You put your focus on one and ignore
on one
the
and
rest of the...
I just wish we had that leadership that'd be like, you know what? No, we don't need this technology now. We're not ready for it. No, we don't. No, man, this thing is not for us.
I think we actually we jumped the broom before we could.
Before we.
So for me, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with both the both of you.
But it's okay if you disagree.
No. There was no invalid point that has been made. All of them are super valid. There are certain, let's face it, even us, as kids, you do not want to be exposed to, or you do not want to expose your kids to things that are not of their age.
Yeah.
What happens when you do? It destroys them. Yeah. That is the basic example of what you guys just said.
So it's in the matter of we're looking at these worlds that are far ahead and we're like, let's do that. Like, no, guys, we're not ready for that yet.
And it's comparisons, man. Let's face it. Most of our celebrities, let me put it this way. Most of our celebrities are very international.
Yeah.
Mind-wise. You understand? They forget that we're still in Zanzibar.
Yeah.
We're still here. You don't have to, your standards don't have to meet those standards.
Yeah.
So, and then when they start comparing and things don't work out their way, there's a meltdown. Obviously, we all are supposed to be aiming high, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
But then we need to also start questioning the height of our aim. Is it good for me or bad? There's nothing wrong with aiming high. The issue becomes when we completely become ignorant to noticing the fact that even if this might look good, is it good for me or not? It looks good, yes, but is it good for me or not? You know, and comparisons, man. That's why people need to stop doing that. And you're your own person. You need to stop comparing yourself to somebody else. You are you. There's nobody else like you. Flourish in being the best version of yourself. Then you'll be happy. You're not going to be happy trying to compare yourself to somebody. I think it's just the basic explanation.
It is.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I just want to close with, if we're going to close the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. This particular conversation is that, remember what the government wanted to do? The government wanted to give students tablets.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yet it still hasn't fixed any school. Most of the schools are not functioning properly. There's no roof. But their priority was, listen, we're going to give them these tablets. You see that the thing I'm just thinking about that, like, we're always rushing into the West. Okay, China does this, let's do. Don't compare yourself with Japan. You're not there.
Japan is way in advance.
Yeah, you're not there. You're just not there.
And it's okay for you to not be there.
Yeah, to not be
as
there.
long as you notice it and you work towards being there and then introduce whatever you want to introduce.
You see, the thing is, we're not looking at how they got there. We are seeing the fact that
they're there. Yes. That is
there.
a big mistake that we make. Even with success, I think it's the same thing.
It's the same ingredient.
Yeah, look, we look at certain people that are successful. We're like, this is nice. And then you focus on the version of themselves that is successful. Yeah. Instead of you, the thing that you should be focused on is how did they become successful? Yes. Because if you want to be where they are at, that is the important phase of their life.
You need that method. You need to know how they
do it. It's like P.D. What is it? Was it Def Jam or something? I'm not sure. The executive there was like, I had this kid. This kid used to be the like first one in, last one out. He wanted to know the ins and outs of this business. He was like really in there. People skip. Fast forward, Didi now can say no to certain people. Yeah, Didi can say no to certain corporations. Back then, he didn't say no. He was a sponge. That sponge you're talking about. We're now ready. I don't have time for that corporation. You should have time. Yeah. Go out there, even if they make you an idiot. Go out there, find out what you need to find out. Learn. You understand? Stop trying to be the man every time. Like you know something. I'm gonna be the no. Be an idiot. You'll never grow in life if you never played an idiot. You have to be an idiot. And what do I mean by being an idiot? Even if someone you can see is trying to make you an idiot. Like if I'm taking it, but I'm gonna learn something there. Yeah. That's how you develop. There is no main character in this world where everyone just has everything sorted and you know what, everything is just gonna fall on my lap. And no, somewhere, even if you see someone, you know, this person is kind of making me an idiot, but he's the guy with the keys. Follow that guy. And in fact, some people have done it. Some people, and then he's like, you know what, man, I love your commitment. Guess what? It really lets you in. Because you never know. But if you're always, as I said, wanting to be that guy, even if you're not that guy, if you want to be the P. Diddy, today P. Diddy, not understanding what Diddy did back then, right? Then you wouldn't know. The Jay-Z, man, was a hustler.
Jay-Z hustled.
He hustled hard. Now we can sit back and relax and be like, nah, I can do someone. Whether you want that cockiness of Jay-Z. Jay-Z never had that cockiness when he began.
And when you're not even,
you're
not even in the process.
Yeah, he grew into it. He grew into it. And the reason why he started having that, because he knew his value with the work he's already put in. He's like, no, now you can come. I'm not going to you haven't put in much work and already like, you know what, no, it doesn't work like that.
No,
like,
you cannot harvest where you haven't planted. And most people, what they do is they skip to the farming phase of plants.
Yeah.
And they go straight to harvesting. And that is a big mistake. That's why you have a lot of motivational speakers that try to sell you dreams. They're like, yeah, you can get it.
And did you know that they are more richer today than they ever were in history? Because people are sucking that thing.
It's nonsense, man. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as much as this might be a cliche.
Yeah.
Easy money goes quickly.
Yeah.
Easy it is true. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
You know, something that you work hard for, you put, you break your back for, you achieve, that you'll appreciate more.
It even makes you respect money. If you really work hard, it makes you respect. Yeah,
becomes different.
Different, like, oh, wait a minute. You know how long I've struggled to...
But do you know how many times I've had to tell certain relatives, like, they're like, please, just, can you be sending me like 1,000 every month? And I tell them, so I become very practical with them.
Yeah.
I tell them, so you want me to send you 1,000 every month?
Yeah.
So basically, you're asking me to wake up for a week and go to work for you.
That's what you're telling me.
Hustle long hours.
Yeah.
Do this. That's what you're telling me. When you put it like that, then they're like, okay, no, but it's just 1,000. I'm like, it's not just 1,000.
If it was, you would have had it yourself.
Exactly. You can't tone it down like that. It's a big deal. You need to be practical about these things. And also, you need to think about the whole process. It can't just be from point A to Z.
Yeah.
It needs to be B, C, E, all the way.
All the way. No skipping.
No.
Alphabets.
No.
You're going all the way.
You go all the way. All the way. So it's look, bruh, it's a tricky one. We live in a really messed up society.
It is. And we like to hear good things, man. Tell me something nice. Hey, man, life is not nice. Why do you want to hear? Because life is hard. What's this nice thing you want to hear?
If you think life is nice, you get way too comfortable.
Yeah. And
then you stop trying. And before you know it, you become a burden, not only to the people that are in your life, to also to yourself.
I've seen even small businesses die because of that. People that started that, they got too comfortable. They were just happy. And then when the next person comes, someone has more ambition than you, he's gonna swallow that business of yours. Whether you like it or not. Because you're content. You're like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine where I am. I'm doing good. And I'm not talking about serious businesses, man. I'm just talking about small, just a little thing. Businesses. Just a little thing that really still needs more work. You know, I've said this, I'm not sure to him, but I said, you know what? A business, if you want it to grow, right, you have to invite people.
Exposure is it.
Yeah, you just have to. And what do I mean invite people? Listen, there's so much you can know. There's so much you can know. I'll make an example. I have a business. I'm running this takeaway thing. I'm always there. But now I want to open another one. Can I really be in 2 places at once?
Of course not.
What's the strategy now?
You get somebody else to help you.
Yeah. But he has to be as good. Okay, fine then. You know what this allows me now? What it forces me to do, right? Damn it. Now I have to write every last piece. I mean, like everything in terms of how I prepare this, the time, the temperature, everything. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking differently now. I'm creating a system, right? I'm creating a system. Oh, damn it, it's going to be a problem. I need, this guy is good at these things. Dog, I'm going to tell you when I can draft it down for me properly. That's how you start growing. Okay, Geza somehow is in this business, right? Okay, now I open the second one. Fine, I'm managing them both. It's not a problem. I can go there, I can write. They're not so far from each other. I want to open 4 now. I need a manager. Okay, you know what I need? That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you want to grow, you have to let people in. It's the only way. If you think, okay, I'm gonna do this, it's fine, you can do it, but I guarantee you, that size, you'll never grow from that size. That's gonna be your finals, no matter how good you are.
No man is an island.
Yeah, you just have to.
Island. You
have to let people in, and I've noticed, particularly black people, they are not good at that. They are not good at letting people in.
And not only that, I feel like we're also quick to celebrate.
Yeah.
Or is it just me that has noticed that?
No, you know,
like
100%.
Like, just because you have one breakthrough, and I feel like a lot of people that do that are very small-minded.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a vision. You get one breakthrough, and all of a sudden you think you've made it in life.
Yeah.
And you start relaxing.
You stop planning.
You stop planning. You stop planning. You stop giving as much effort as you did at first. You need to put in as much effort in your business every single day as you did the day you started it.
You become arrogant. There's a lot of arrogance when it comes to playing.
This is beneath me.
Yeah.
Why? Because you made what? 10K profit off a container.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's enough.
It's horrible,
like,
bruh.
man, and you should see the way that, working with that confidence. Like,
All
I
of a
have
sudden,
money.
everything changes.
That's why I'm saying it's gonna hurt you, because the next person comes, he's putting in more work, you're laughing at him, he still proceeds, he continues, he's growing. Right before you know it, and by the time you wake up, this guy like has money.
He has developed himself.
He's developed himself, and guess what? He's still putting in the work. And you're looking at him like, man, I can't reach that man's level. I'm still living off this. In fact, it's no longer 10,000 because now there's too many people. They realize I made money, so everyone is opening this taliki. So now I'm in trouble. Guess what? I'm now earning 5,000. That 10,000 is gone. And that's the danger of being, relaxing. You start relaxing and be like, you know what, I kind of made it. And I won't lie, it does bug me when I see black people do it. Like, why are you relaxing, man?
There's so much that needs to be done.
There's so much that needs to be done. Like, are you really happy just having this?
Are you content? No, it's not enough.
No, it's not enough. Don't you want a house?
No, because I feel like many people do that.
Create some trust funds for your kids,
We want to be able to break these generational curses.
Break this. Don't you want that? Like, how the heck are you going to do that with just 10,000 in today's time?
It's a problem, bro. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And let's face it, we've all seen it. Some of us have experienced it.
Yeah.
But it's just very unfortunate. But hey, it's the world that we live in. Our parents went through it.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had it a lot more harsher than we are right now, based on the political difference that they had back then. But I feel like these social issues that we're discussing, they can relate to somewhat. They can somewhat relate to it. So you see the people that are focused now, like they're comfortable, and then they're comfortable not that in the sense that not just materialistically, they're comfortable also in the mind. They have peace. Because also, let's not confuse peace with having possessions.
Yeah.
Because you can have we see it. You can have as many possessions as you want, but you're not gonna have the peace that you need.
Yeah.
Or you can be content with the little that you're given, and be at peace, and that's the life that you want for yourself.
I like the fact that the Lord did that. It's like, I'm not gonna give you a shortcut. I'm not gonna solve everything, right? And my concern is that I think we like to ask advice from the wrong people. Like where we are today, the way we worship money. Nah. For me, it's so bad because sometimes you go and ask someone just because he has money, you ask him, man, how can I make my marriage work? Dude, the guy has been divorced like 5 times. Are you sure this is the guy you wanna ask?
And what does money have to do with
Yeah,
that?
but that's the mindset we have.
Ah,
Yeah, like what? Are you sure this is the guy you wanna ask? It's like, and they keep saying, man, just because someone is good at one thing doesn't mean he's good at another. And that's the problem. It's like certain problems. I'll make maybe someone has this. Yeah, in fact, living in a shack has a wife, kid. He's not business minded, but I'm telling you, you will never touch that man when it comes to a family. He just knows how to do it. But you never bother to ask him, that guy's poor, man. You can see it, right? Man, he's just not business minded. There's a huge difference between someone who can, who can sustain a family to someone who can actually, who can provide financially. Those things, yes, they go hand in hand, but they don't, but they're two different things, right? And I hear a lot of people, listen, man, you need this much money to have a family. Like, that's exactly why you're getting divorces. Because you're starting it wrong. You cannot base it, because no, I don't care how good you are. You'll never always have good financial year. What do you do then? That you mean she leaves? There's certain things you teach. That's what I'm saying when it comes to, we've asked the wrong people, a lot of billionaires, millionaires. That's why they always give us the wrong advice. Even if the answer is not, I think she left me because of money. You know what? Maybe it wasn't money. Maybe it was a different thing. You know what?
Or maybe it was you.
Yeah, it was you. And that's the problem. It's like we ask these guys certain questions that they don't even qualify. That they don't qualify, but we ask them. And that's what concerns me. I see that a lot. It's like, okay, I'm having this let's go find out this kind of guy with money, how does he handle this? Maybe he's just not good with friendships. Maybe you're asking the wrong guy in terms of how should you feel. Because probably he's going to be like, where I am is because I cut out friends. And it's like, no. So he's not an expert when it comes. He doesn't know anything about friendship. He thinks everything is about money. So maybe that's why, in fact, he's that rich.
So you can't ask him anything about
friendship.
About friendship
because he doesn't understand it.
Ask him about money. Sure. Yeah. That's
leave
what
it at that.
Leave it at that.
After just leave it at. Don't start asking, so what should I do about friends? Let me tell you something about friends. They'll waste your time. They'll do. You see?
But how do you know that?
But how do you know? Because of his friends.
No. You cannot take your experiences and embody them on somebody else. Those are the mistakes that we make.
But if you not, especially when we're talking about the motivation speaker, they try to cover everything. That's why now he has to be an expert in everything.
The biggest
he has to be an expert
scheme there is. See,
those guys are
the biggest part. This guy dresses well comes like, you can be like me. I understand that. I understand that I can be like you, and obviously you're gonna show me the process of me, how you got where you got. But I don't want to be like you. I want to be a better me.
They never do tell you process.
In most cases, they don't even tell you the process.
I've been to seminars I'd say seminars where you're either being motivated or someone is giving you a lesson in how to get rich or in that sense. Right? They never do. It's like they're always like right on the surface of the water. They never get into the water. It's always right.
I mean, why would you want to hear in their minds, why would you want to hear the bad stuff about them? You are there for the good stuff.
Yeah.
So they're feeding you all the good stuff.
You know what it is someone said, the thing about people who are motivational speakers is when they tell you how they did it, they don't tell you, I went to see his pair and what he did was he organized me this and that and that and that, and took me to someone else who does this and that and that and that. They're not gonna say, dude, I worked hard, I woke up in the morning, dude, like
who gets rich? Who gets rich because of waking up early? If you don't have a plan, who gets rich? Yeah. But that guy has said it, Uvusi. Yeah, he has said it before. So I'm just gonna paraphrase and because it's like, guys, why can't you just be honest and say, not joy? In fact, how I got in was because my mother knew so and was already in this kind of department, and so that's how I started getting tenders. Like, you don't need to act like you are so
like
smart.
You're self-made.
Yeah, like you self-made. Like, but it's been connections. right?
No.
And 99.9% is always like that. It's just that you took that opportunity. But stop acting like it's because, I had this hard work. Man, right now, in fact, you can hustle so hard. And I mean hustle. Office to office, building to building, knock, trying to sell a product. And then you sit down and then you give up. And then I come. Somehow I just get lucky. I meet this guy, the right guy at the right time. Listen, I'm said, damn, I've been looking for this. Come through. Boom, I'm rich. Just in one. And you've hustled way harder than me. Now I'm going out there.
And now you go out there and tell
I'm
them
selling
that
the very
same
same.
speech.
It's pissing you off working hard. You know how hard I worked. Telling these kids to work hard. I've worked hard.
I think that's also. It's a good example of grace. It doesn't matter how hard you work.
Yeah, you're just gonna get it.
You're gonna get it regardless.
Some people are gonna.
Some people are not gonna. So it's the non-deserving part of it that makes sense than anything. Grace, you don't earn it. You don't deserve it, but it's given to you.
Given to you.
Yes.
And it's a gift.
When Swanga was here,
It's a
when
gift.
Swanga was here, he said it's basically luck.
Yeah.
We need to be honest with ourselves. For a huge part of that is like
Luck. And I agree 100%.
No, it's true. It's very true.
But you have to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
thing is, you always have to be there.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that's the thing. It's you prepare yourself for luck if it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yes,
Yeah, just prepare. Yeah.
Always
Yeah. You have to
have
be
to
ready.
be prepared. Yeah.
It's like
it shouldn't catch you off guard.
Yeah.
No.
It shouldn't
It
catch
shouldn't,
you off
yeah.
guard.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should be ready.
Yeah, no. Hey,
But
bruh.
I know what you're wondering. This guy hasn't asked me, what is it that I do?
No, it's fine.
And it's because you have to come back. I'm not done with you.
No,
I'm not
is
done.
it?
Yeah, I'm not done with
No,
you.
it's chill. It's
Right
chill.
now, you know what? I wanted to, just
The base, bro.
Yeah.
We haven't seen each other in over
years.
10 years.
just.
Bro, it's a long
a
time.
long time.
There's a lot that is happening in our lives.
I see the rosé beard, so I'm like, what the?
And also, and I bet also as we touching each other's core of our process, our way of thinking,
Yeah.
we're realizing that, you understand, we're completely different people compared to who we were back then.
Back then, yeah.
When you grow up, I think,
You understand?
Yeah.
But that's if you grow up, because some people actually don't.
Nah,
some
man.
people can't have meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
They can't have conversations at all.
Yeah.
All they talk about is former glories.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I got 80 banyana valente,
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, I'm like, bro, that's not the stuff that I want to talk about. Let's talk about the social issues.
It's
that
funny
we
you're
are
raising
facing.
something really funny, man. It's really funny because I think I've had this conversation with my brother. We were talking about, when you know someone really is, it's kind of like giving up in life. It's when he always talks about his past. Like, he just can't let go. Like, it doesn't matter. Man, do you remember I used to, like, man.
And they bombard you with
bombard
it.
you, like, man,
Like,
you gotta, those days are gone.
No.
But am I wrong to say, and which in most cases, the kids that used to be cool in school, mostly when I see them, they really
no, you're
messed
not
up
wrong.
their life.
You're not wrong. You know why? This tracks back to what we said. When
Yeah.
you are given something and you're not ready for it,
Yeah,
that is exactly what happened to them.
yeah.
Is that they had so much at that young age. That's why you and I, we turned out slightly different, because we had exactly what we needed
Yeah.
at that time. But they were given so much they couldn't handle it, that they just destroyed themselves. So you need to prepare yourself for certain things. And if you're not ready, put it aside, groom yourself to get ready for it, and then take it now. That way you're going to be able to make it multiply in a much more lucrative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like
because
bruh,
when I
like,
look at them,
cheese boys
yeah.
at school
Easy
right now.
stuff. Yeah. They're too used to having it their way.
Bro, there's this friend of mine that, like, I never even got in a car for the first time, a nice car. Was him. He had taken his dad's car.
Yeah.
Another guy, I bumped into him. He doesn't have anything on his name. His father passed away, lost everything. And he's now just your basic guy, just looking to eat, sleep, wake up, eat, sleep.
It's fine. We'll
No,
pick
actually,
it up.
Let's do this.
Pick it up. We'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Some
no,
other
no,
time.
it's
It
all
was
right.
really good having you, though.
Yeah,